Hello everyone, this is Red Rain here with the final episode of Let's Play Parasite Eve for the original PlayStation. So last we left off, here we are fighting the ultimate being, the final boss for the game. Now, I think this is probably the most disturbing part of the whole game. Just listen to this laugh when he gets shot. It's unsettling, to say the least. So this is a really easy fight right here. He really only has 2 attacks. He has this sonic wave attack, which, I mean, you can actually walk right through it. Really, as long as you're not, too close, it's nothing. He's not very fast. He just does that over and over and over again. Now, he does have one other attack, which I'm hoping I will kill him before he does it. Nope, there he goes. It always will reduce your hit point count to 1. So I'm going to go ahead and use full recover, my Parasite energy power or whatever, just to use that up. And I do that because, I mean, he only ever does that attack. He does that attack very rarely, maybe once every 5 or 6 times. So you have plenty of time to just wait around for your Parasite energy to fill up. Oh, I actually got hit by that one. Still, it's only 50 damage, or 55. That's nothing. So you just keep moving just so you don't corner yourself and get hit by that little sonic wave attack. And I'm sure he's almost dead, so I didn't want to shoot and then have to fill up my Parasite energy in the next stage, so... Let's see if this... No? He's got one more. And our Parasite energy is completely full, so I'm just going to wait for him to attack one more time. Just so I don't take any more unnecessary damage. And this will, I may as well use, like, heal 2, just to, well, I'll use heal 3. Doesn't use that much. And then we'll take him out, just so we go into the next stage fully healed and... I thought it was weird that he explodes like that. And if only that were the final fight. That is not the case. And I think a real nice touch here is, as the phases, as it gets more mature, the music becomes more complex. But really, it's the same underlying sort of theme, I guess. They're getting you more pumped because things are getting more intense. And as you can hear, it also has a really weird sound when it gets shot. And now we get this multiple... I hate this part of the fight. This is just the worst. So, yeah, he sits in the corner and, like, shoots stuff at you. And then these wings come by and they just, like, annihilate you. There's never, like, a good time to rest and just recoup. Something's always going to be attacking you. So get used to having to heal, or get used to having to see me heal plenty through this battle. I definitely try and take out the wings first. It has way less hit points, and the ultimate being itself is a lot easier to avoid than just the wings on its own. So we're at about half our hit points. So I think I'm going to go ahead and heal just a little bit. And the wings, and also the as you can see, the camera in the distance is not very cooperative in this fight. The wings can, like, move out of range in no time. So, like that last time, I shot 3 shots at nothing. And even with burst, I mean, I'm not hitting the ultimate being at all because the 2 parts are on, like, completely opposite ends of the stage. So, yeah. So I really hate this part. And I'm going to go ahead and use a medicine, I think. Do 3 shots, see if it kills the wings. It didn't. It's close, though. I mean, it doesn't have that many hit points. It just... Oh, wow, I actually avoided the beam that time. I guess if you're in the opposite corner, you just miss it, but here I'll make up for it. Well, at least I got rid of the wings, and so now he actually moves around quite a bit. But it's a really this is not quite as easy as the infant mode stage. Oh geez, but still pretty easy. Just wait for him to attack, and I'm gonna go ahead and heal here for sure. Do 3 or 4 shots, and then he'll do an attack, and you can do 3 or 4 shots. It's pretty simple. And even when he does this attack, I still got clipped by it. It's really not, any more difficult than some of the other fights. So now that he's on his own, it's actually better to stick close to him like that, because when he shoots his beam out, you can just sort of rotate around it. Sometimes he gets away from you like that, and you just don't have time to do it. I guess you could cast haste, but I prefer just sticking close and just sort of circling sort of the, it's physics at work. It's actually something you can learn from physics class that, the closer you are to the center of a rotating object, the faster you rotate relative to that object. So the inside corner means you can avoid that beam with almost no problem. And who says games can't teach you anything? That video games are bad for you. So I'm hoping he's almost dead here. And that was perfect, because now I can totally get like 6 shots off of him because he was still attacking. But of course he moves to the opposite corner, so the last 4 shots, or the last 2 shots didn't do anything anyway. Overall, though, I think this fight's going, it's going pretty well. I've had some rough ultimate being fights in my, in the past. Aw, coward. It's weird to think, so let's see, if Eve is Melissa... Oh, well, hold on a second. He also has to make a disturbing noise when he dies. And now we get another phase, and this one always reminded me of Dragon Ball Z, like a character from Dragon Ball Z. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Right? With like the bald head and like the super muscular arms and everything. I don't know. I actually never got into Dragon Ball Z all that much, but I know what the characters look like, and it's what I think of. So this phase is what people generally consider the hardest phase, and I think that's appropriate. I mean, I think you run the risk of dying the most in this phase, but the last phase, the phase I just did, I think is the most annoying. So I guess that doesn't really make it the hardest. It's just, I mean, I guess, the one that deals the most damage and is the hardest to avoid would be the hardest. But, it's like I don't mind doing this phase as much. Like, I'm not as annoyed by it. It's just hard, if that makes any sense. And I've been saving this up. I'm definitely going to use Liberate on this guy. Oh, yeah, so like I was going to say, I think it's kind of weird to think that, so if Eve is, Melissa, but she's also, like, bred from Maya's liver cells or kidney cells. Kidney cells. Then technically, I guess the ultimate being would be Aya's nephew, right? In a weird sort of way. I don't know if that actually means anything. It doesn't. Oh god, I hate that attack. There's really no avoiding that attack, and it does a lot of damage. It does. I hate to say, I got away with using, or with only getting like 250 damage, but it can do like 350 if you're not, like properly equipped, or if you're just like too close to the center. So we're definitely going to use a lot of our medicine 4s. Hopefully we don't run out of medicine 4s. We might have to double up on medicine 3s, when it comes time to entering a command, I might have to do medicine 3 twice. Because he does 180 damage in a strike easy. And usually he actually hits you with confusion. One of his attacks inflicts confusion, and that's why I thought... that's why I always grab just 2 from the naval officer. And speak of it, there's confusion. So confusion in this game works like most other RPGs. It just sort of messes up your controls, where like up will be left and right will be down or whatever. I hate having it. There is sort of the old school way of, I guess, dealing with that. Oh, jeez. The old school way of dealing with that is just to turn your controller the way that you know is up and just deal with it. That's not for me. Jeez, look at that, 257. I mean, that's half my hit points right there that he just took out. So, I see, every time I'm shooting and I'm healing. So, and how many more medicine 4s? I think this is our last medicine 4. I'm just going to use a medicine 3. Because I'm not super low on hit points. And he should actually be nearing... this fight should be nearing the end. I guess I could use Liberate one more time, and that'll definitely do it. It'll probably be an overkill, but I'd rather have overkill than underkill. Come on, one more shot, and then do Liberate. That was one thing that I was doing that was really stupid. If you do Liberate first, you don't get to do your second command, because I guess it takes too much out of Aya. It's like too, I guess mentally or physically intense for her. So if you want to do 3 shots and then do Liberate, you can. Or if you want to do like a medicine and then use Liberate, you can. But once you use Liberate, it kind of, uses up your whole turn. Because she just sort of stands there, like swaggers like that. Alright, and he's dead. Oh, don't die off screen. That's so lame. Aw, man, that's like the worst position for it. Well, he just fell to the ground. But, of course, he's still not dead. And now it's, like, not even remotely human anymore. I mean, the other ones looked like humans, more or less, but this is, I can't imagine how hard this is going to be. I mean, that last guy was tough. Yeah, so we're only doing 1 damage and 2 if it's a critical hit. So... yeah, but luckily these little crystals or whatever that it has doing its fighting for it is not really all that much, just 20 hit points. Still, all the same, I'm not going to go out like that, so I'm going to heal. And we just got to have faith that plugging away at this guy is going to kill him. Aya tries to reason with it. I think it's beyond reason, Aya. Yeah, you're telling me, Daniel. Him and his stupid charms. What? Yes, that's right. Maeda had special bullets, and that's all he was trying to give us. I like how Daniel calls him stupid. Daniel, it's your fault. I mean, you're a cool dude, especially here. Phallic. I mentioned that last, or 2 episodes ago, I think, how there's a lot of, like, body anatomy phallic symbols at the end here, I think. Oh, Daniel. What a badass. To the very end, he's a badass. So we got Maeda's bullets. So let's just hope that they work, I guess. The game automatically equips us with Maeda's gun. See? Yeah. So, you don't need to switch it. It's only 2 shots, but damn, 999 hit points to this guy. Now we're talking firepower. And with these guys doing 16, 20 damage, this fight is in the bag. So really, the final part of the fight is not hard. It's the easiest part, really. unless you just, neglect to heal. Yeah. Tear that bitch up. Come on, that totally looks like a penis. Look at that. So the ultimate being is dead. It is done. ISL's got... Oh, are you serious? Yes. I hate this music. Oh my god, I hate this music. It gets me way too pumped. I hate it. It's I guess it's scary. Oh my god, it gets every time. I've beaten this game I don't know how many times. Every time I get to this part I turn the music down because it gets me way too anxious. So now sort of like, another sort of like a Resident Evil sort of thing. You have to escape in time before the ultimate being gets to you. And I'm just going to do something here. I'm going to turn around and show you what happens. This sucks. Bam, instant death. I went the whole game without dying, so I'm not going to count that as a death. I just wanted to show that, I mean, this can really suck. You can make it through that whole fight, but if you make one wrong turn or the camera gets sort of crazy on you, you can totally lose right here just by, yeah. And it's not actually, like, in real time. Like, it's not like it actually takes the ultimate being, as long to get through every corridor. It just catches up with you at every screen. I think you can probably even hear it in my voice now that I'm really, like, anxious. I'm sort of rambling and talking really fast, and I feel like my voice is, like, 2 tones higher than normal. So, yeah, I think people have made comparisons between this game, definitely Parasite Eve number 2, to being like Resident Evil. I think this... I don't think so in Parasite Eve 1 so much, but this part, definitely, the escape. But I has a plan. You're in the jungle, baby, and you're gonna die! I've been waiting the whole game to do that. I think that's what she should have said. Oh, jeez. And now the thing gets even even faster. And you got doors in your way that you have to open, and you know how bad I is at opening doors. Oh my god, it's too intense. I hate this. I mean, I know I'm gonna make it. They're straight shots. I know I'm gonna make it, but I'm always scared that I'm not going to. Like right here. Run, run, run. Oh god, when he flies up the stairs. Jesus. Too close, too close. Oh, God. Well, we made it. And hopefully the ultimate being did not. Wet t-shirt contest. Now, if this game has taught us anything, is that you can get away by showing boobs, but you can't show nipples. That is the American standard of cutoff right there. Well, Daniel survived, and his suit's fine, which is good. I thought it would be burnt, but no, he's good. Even his tie. Oh, and this is a very somber moment. So while Aya has been struggling all this time with this idea that she's a monster, like Eve, and, worrying about killing her sister, she really carries a part of her sister with her, and really that's what helped her, you know, conquer evil, which I think is great scripting. This, however, I think is really weird. Maeda's message. I mean, it's apt. I get it. Thinking of the Earth, like spaceship Earth sort of thing, that, we're parasites on the world. But I think it's a little heavy-handed that he, in a minute, you'll see him turn and face the camera, like he's talking directly to us, like they're also trying to make some sort of, well, I guess Aya does at first. Look at that, he's like looking right at us. Like the game is trying to teach us a lesson about being conscious of our actions, which, I mean, I'm not saying that I disagree, it's just, I don't know. All in all, I think it's a great ending, a great ending to a great game. It's one thing that I was able to. This is cool. You actually get to see like CGI versions of Daniel and Maeda. The only time, well, I guess you get to see Daniel falling out of the helicopter, but that's a little different. But we get a few more cutscenes here. And since it is the end, I think I'm going to mostly shut up and just let it speak for itself. Ben. We haven't seen Ben in a while. Kids always making things awkward by telling it like it is. I think this is really great, actually, how they sort of close the whole story literally by ending the game where it begins. It's a pretty, I think it just leads to the further sense of closure. Poor Maid, he's so awkward. I'm pulling for the guy, but honestly, I think it's maybe a little forced here at the end to insinuate that there's some romantic interest between between Maeda and Aya. But then Ben comes in and makes things, I feel really sorry for the guy sitting behind Daniel, or whoever's sitting behind Daniel, because he is huge. How can you see over that guy? Again, reminding us of the opening moments of the game here. With one very important difference. With a new actress. I think we're the ones that have suffered from having to read this performance twice. I mean, even reading it, it's melodramatic and overdone. Oh, geez. That's great. it's funny that they all get up because of the burning, the fire. That's awesome. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that no one else got up. I mean, this just happened. Everyone just got back to New York, I'm guessing, and no one else is at least a little unsettled by the fire on stage. Clearly not. Everyone else has forgotten about it or something. I don't know. The voice is still about the same, though. And no, Eve has not appropriated another body. Apparently they just couldn't get a different sound on the Casio keyboard than that operatic voice. Or the chirping. There's CGI made. Not Ben, though. Ben doesn't get CGI. Now that closing cinematic was one that I was never fully comfortable with. The glowing red eyes. Usually, I mean, you think of glowing red eyes and you think, horror and stuff. This closing music is really great right here on the little. Sounds like it's on like a music box, like a jewelry box that you open and has like little player piano metal piece in it. But yeah, I mean, I think what they were going for was what Maeda was talking about, how we're all one organism, living symbiotically. I guess Eve was just sort of Eve. I guess I was just sort of tapping into everybody's mitochondria there and just bringing them all together for that experience. I think that's what that means. But still, it's very open-ended. I think it's open-ended. I don't know if other people have different interpretations of how they think, what they think that means. I'd be curious to see if if any of you have any sort of final thoughts on how the game ended there. This guy's all over the place. Madoharu Moshi Tanaka. I like that. That he gets that name. He does like 10 things in this game. You can keep watching the credits. But I'm gonna keep talking. Geez, man, this was my first really big LP completed. I hope you guys liked it. I definitely appreciate everybody who watched every episode, commented when they could, liked when they could, subscribed, maybe, suggested to friends. I know that my subscriber count has gone up a little bit. I mean, I know I'm still a very moderate channel. And then they bring in these animals. I know I still have a very modest fan base, but I appreciate every one of you guys, and I appreciate everyone that subscribes, and I appreciate every sort of referral that you guys give. Specifically, I mean, this LP has been going on for a while for me. It's been, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but I feel like I've been doing this LP at least for 2 months. It was big for me. There was a lot of technical restrictions that made it really hard at first. Other games that I had done were just little NES games where the frame rate wasn't very high and video wasn't really a problem and audio sync was not really a problem. But I had some pull out my hair moments in this game where, I thought things were recording and they weren't, and I had to go back and replay and re-render and all this other crazy stuff. But, I don't regret a minute of it. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I know things could have gone better still in the end. There's always room for improvement, I think, for any sort of creative enterprise, which, I definitely consider LPs to be a creative enterprise. It's an art. There's an art to LPing. So a little bit of a tangent there. I know that there were things that I could have done better, but first, it was definitely a learning experience. But in general, I am really satisfied with how it turned out. I guess I'm also very satisfied that I got through it. Period. It's sort of a new sort of marks a new phase, I guess, in my Let's Play career. Can't think of a better word right now. But, I've proven to myself that I can do an LP this long, and I think my techniques have gotten better over time. That's not to say that I'm not open to hearing criticisms or, any suggestions that you guys might have for me next time. I'm not going to go back and redo this one necessarily, but I think the general way that from now on that I'm going to manage my channel, especially now that I'm in a phase of my life where things are going to be changing a lot. I'm going to be handing in my master's thesis in just a couple of days, and then I have like a month for my school to read it and approve it and everything, and then I graduate in May, and I'll have my master's degree in English. So I'll be teaching, hopefully by the upcoming fall. And I still definitely want to keep doing this. I know it's possible, but still, I want to have a realistic view of how I want to, present my channel and what I want to do. So I think what I'll always do is I'll always have weekend matinees, which are going to be more or less, I think those are going to be simpler games, Super NES games, NES, maybe Genesis games, where I can do them in, definitely less than like 15 or 20 episodes. And then I'll try and just do, like one big game. I might open up my schedule to be more than once a week. Maybe I'll do like, 2 regular upload. This is turning into a bit of an audio log. I hope that doesn't, offset anybody, but these are really long credits. So I think that's my general plan. I'll do like one big LP, which I'll upload once, maybe twice a week when things get sort of settled for me. And then, I'll come up with other content. I actually have an idea for my upcoming weekend matinee game, because last week I just finished Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventure, and I'm starting a new one this Saturday, and it's going to be a single episode LP, but there's going to be a challenge associated with it that I think all of you are going to want to keep an eye out for. It's going to be a competition that runs, I'm thinking that it's going to be running for a month, as I figure out what I'm doing, things might change, but yeah, keep an eye out for that. It'll be something that, if you're a subscriber, you can become a part of. So if you want to subscribe now, see it. I'm becoming like a television spokesman. If you subscribe now, you get, so it's going to be a subscriber-only sort of competition. So yeah. I definitely also want to do some shout-outs to, and this is definitely related to my experience and everything that I've learned about LPing through this LP. All the new friends that I've made, especially on the Let's Play Sanctuary forums. Uh, I always have to give a shout out to the Johnny Mayer. Uh, he's just one of the coolest guys ever. He comments on everything. Also, definitely Jave, and who else? Oh, geez, the Yoma, who hasn't been on for a while. I feel like I'm forgetting so many people. Uh, Everybody else on the Let's Play Sanctuary forums. So as we end the game here, we get a ton of bonus points, 3,000 bonus points, and we get to save our game, which unlocks X mode, which I'm going to use a brand new file just so I don't lose stuff. You'll see it right here. See, it's got that golden EX, which means we can play the whole game again. And I've decided against doing a Chrysler building run for this LP. I might come back and do it. It's asking us to insert disc 1 because you need disc 1 to start the game over. Sort of an awkward place to leave this LP. But maybe, if you guys are lucky, and if you ask, I'll do it. But I got other games to play, and I hope you'll be there to watch them. So, this is Red X Rain saying thank you so much, and I will see you next time on Who Knows?